Hey guys, and welcome to the Geekbox. I'm just doing a quick video, basically just highlighting my thoughts on the 2019 Hall of Fame. It's now like 4 in the morning instead of watched it live. On an overall, it's for me my favourite Hall of Fame we've done so far. It was absolutely brilliant in parts. Well, starting us off, we had Jimmy Hart inducting the Honky Tonk Man. Obviously, the Honky Tonk Man being one of the record holders for the Intercontinental Championship, and of course being well known for his singing, his Elvis impersonation gimmick, etc. It was actually a pretty cool speech. Really, I really enjoyed it. He's one of those people that's always just naturally got loads of charisma, and it was a very sweet induction by Jimmy Hart as well. Obviously, both of them just spoke about their history within the business and how they met each other and worked together. And it was what I'd call pretty straightforward, but still had a good few jokes in there and that with things that they've done. So it was a really good speech to watch, and overall I'm really glad that Honky Tonk Man is in the Hall of Fame, because I think it's one of the people that deserves it. Then we moved on to Stacy Keibler. Obviously we haven't seen over a decade. Was inducting Tori Wilson. Both of them did the same thing. Tori Wilson's second half of the speech was actually quite good, and about the business and about the impact the business had on her and how much she enjoyed the people she met. But Stacy Keibler's introduction speech kind of seemed to get away from her a little bit. It seemed she was just chattering on at one point, and the first half of Tori Wilson's speech kind of felt the same. It basically turned into a bit of a drinks break. But yeah. And then it moved on to the induction of the Hart Foundation, obviously Bret Hart and Jim the Anvil Neidhart, which obviously sadly Anvil Neidhart died, so Natalia was there to take his place instead and accept his award. She gave quite a nice speech at the beginning about how much the wrestling and the everything around the WWE universe, etc., had meant to her father, and obviously the influence her mother had had as well, and her father in the business. And then Bret gave his speech as well, which was, well, it's a pretty straightforward off the script speech. I mean, obviously, so as well, Bret's had a lot of difficulties lately, and he's had his stroke as well, which was slightly evident sadly, but he still gave a speech, just mainly around how much he enjoyed teaming with the Anvil, and it was nice. Obviously it was very heartfelt, and it was nice to listen to, just that personal side of how wrestlers are bonded with each other as well. So it was a cool speech to listen to, really. Also, one of the things that's hit the news already, straight off the back of it, is that a fan actually jumped the barricade and attacked Bret Hart, and it went off air for about 30-40 seconds. Obviously, well, it's an asshole as a total. I mean, you can't call yourself a fan if you're going to go there and do that sort of thing. It's the ultimate disrespect. Bret Hart doesn't deserve that. But he was, hilariously though, tackled down by several members of both wrestlers and security. It resulted in the guy getting a good beating from Ronda Rousey's husband, getting smashed with a right hand from Scott Dawson. It was a bloody good right hand as well. I'm glad he got that one in, to be honest, because that guy deserved it for doing that. And there was a few other shots in there as well from Tyson Kidd, from what we could tell from the videos. The videos are a bit grainy, and we think that David Boy Smith Jr. was actually there as well, and he got a good striking on him. So yeah, that was obviously a bit of a ruckus in there, but outside of that, it was quite a good speech, and it was nice to see just the fact that the Hart Foundation went into the Hall of Fame, and that Jimmy Neidhart actually is being remembered immortally in the Hall of Fame. Then after that, we had Hulk Hogan actually coming out to induct Brutus the Barber Beefcake. I actually really, Hogan did a very short but very nice speech. It was heartfelt. You could tell it was actually managed to do a speech without talking about himself for the majority of it, which makes a nice change for Hogan. Obviously, and Brutus Beefcake came out and made quite a funny speech. Actually, it was very short, very humble, but there was a good few jokes in there as well to enjoy. So yeah, it was a really nice induction, and someone else I think he really deserved to be in the Hall of Fame, because a lot of people don't know how much he actually accomplished, because it was from quite a while ago. But obviously for a certain amount of superstars, Brutus Beefcake was actually quite an influential wrestler, whether it be before they joined or during, and these segments, especially the barbershop and that. So it was really cool to see him actually inducted, and like I said, it was a really nice speech to listen to as well overall. Then they followed that with the Warrior Award, which as always was introduced by Dana Warrior. This year it was for Sue Atchison, which I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But John Cena actually did the presentation beforehand for her, and it was a nice speech that Cena gave actually. For those that don't know, Sue Atchison's basically the person responsible for all the Make-A-Wish Foundation stuff that WWE does. So yeah, she's personally responsible for making a lot of these Make-A-Wishes happen, and well, it's kind of weird actually it's taken this long to get her in. Obviously, she's someone that's incredibly deserving of the award and to be acknowledged for all the good she's done for all these different kids amongst WWE. And her speech was actually quite funny in parts. She even cleared up the whole thing of Justin Bieber claimed he'd done the most of them, and she cleared up that it wasn't. It was actually John Cena and The Rock and WWE that had done the most, so that was cool to see that get corrected. Then it went on to Harlem Heat's induction. This was one of my favourite inductions I've seen in all the Hall of Fames, speech-wise. Obviously you have Stevie Ray and Booker T, and they've got such an awesome chemistry together. They basically told the story of their career, how Booker T got into wrestling because he was following Stevie Ray's dream with him, and the way they told the story was absolute comic genius. I absolutely love it, and they both looked in fantastic shape still. So, I mean, they look like they're ready to get back in the ring. It was really cool to see them just together on the stage, getting that recognition. You know, they were 10-time WCW World Tag Team Champions, and they deserved that recognition. Their speech was funny, but it was very, very heartfelt as well, and it was really enjoyable to listen to, and just to see the path that they took to get to where they were when they finished, and also where they are now with getting that recognition. Also, a lot of people now only know Booker T because of WWE, but don't actually know about his WCW background. So, as a long time all over wrestling fans myself, it was just really cool to watch. And well, I thought that was the best speech of the night. And then we went on to D-Generation X. Now, which I'm not surprised by, but for me, the best speech that's been done in the Hall of Fame so far, the funniest speeches that have been done in the Hall of Fame so far. And obviously it was times up by 5 because you had Road Dogg, X-Pac, you had Triple H, Shawn Michaels and Billy Gunn each making speeches and jokes. Obviously it started off with jokes at Vince's expense as always. And one that was really important in that one though, I think, was the fact they each took the time to acknowledge China, which obviously is something that people wanted for a long time. I mean, fans were chanting, you know, that she deserved it, and absolutely right. China deserved it every way. She's probably the most influential woman that's been in WWE, not wrestling as a whole, just for expanding what women can do in the ring. So that's just my opinion. But yeah, she deserved it, and it was magical, I think, to see that she has finally made her way into the Hall of Fame and they've stepped over all the crap that happened before. Obviously, you see it's very emotional for them as well, talking about China. Sean Waltman, the X-Pac 123 kid, Sticks, talking about how the Andre Memorial Battle Royal sounds great, but the China Memorial Battle Royal sounds just as awesome. So hopefully there'll be some momentum behind that to get that in place. And then they finished off their entire speech after making so many jokes and satire and humorous things, and they got water pistols out, and they even got the old standout from the famous DX apology speech, and did all their gimmick work, which was so brilliant. And then they finished off with getting water pistols and attacking the audience, which was cool. Mostly watching Triple H absolutely just annihilate Baron Corbin with a super soaker was just worth watching the whole show for itself. That was obviously all the main inductees. The side section they did as well was the Legacy, which they put a whole host of people from past the different eras in there that deserve to be in there. And I mean, it's worth checking out if you haven't already. So I said, this is just my coverage. I obviously encourage you to go and watch the show. It was just such a good show. Also, I don't sound quite lively at the moment because it's the early hours of the morning and I am shattered. But, yeah, that was the whole show. I think it's the best Hall of Fame done so far. I'd say, in my opinion. I think the only person I was a bit 50-50 about in the whole thing was Tori Wilson going in there. I didn't quite understand that, but, you know, there's probably more to her career than I actually know by chance. But, obviously, especially seeing Honky Tonk Man in there, Brutus Beefcake in there, obviously Sue Atchison getting that Warrior Award on behalf of the Make-A-Wish Foundation, absolutely, totally worth it. More than most wrestlers going in, I think, for the difference she's going to have made in people's lives. But, and of course, Harlem Heat and DX are the big ones for me, that they really, really deserve that place. Especially DX, because, you know, they're probably the most influential tag team in the history of wrestling, so... But yeah, that's my coverage of it. Obviously, thanks for watching this video. Thanks for staying with me this long. And obviously, there's more content to come as well around WrestleMania, which is, well, tomorrow night or tonight, depending on when you're watching this. I hope you guys are watching that and that you enjoy it. And, well, like I do like to say, thanks for watching, and I'll see you out there.